In this problem, we're asked, which of the following functions, g of x or h of x, is the inverse of f of x given as 5 over x minus 2? So one way to approach this is to test f of g of x. Notice the f rule says 5 over input minus 2. And now our input is x minus 2 over 2. Well, this is 2 over 1, so this is equal to 5 over x minus 2 over 2 minus, if I make this a 2 times 2 times 2, this will be a 4, which will give us 5 over x minus 2 minus 4 in the numerator is x minus 6 over 2. If I flip, I keep the numerator and I change division to multiplication, and then I flip this, I get 10 over x minus 6, which is not just x. So I know that g of x is not an inverse or the inverse. We can also check out f of h of x to see if they are inverses. The f rule says 5 over input minus 2, and the input for h of x is 5 over x plus 2. Now the plus 2 and minus 2 will cancel off, and I'm left with 5 in the numerator divided by 5 over x. If I flip, I'm going to keep that, change division to multiplication, and then flip the denominator here, x over 5. And we can see that, yes, in fact, h of x is the inverse because f of h of x is. How else could I have done this problem? Well, of course, if I'm given f of x equals 5 over x minus 2, I could use my rules to find the inverse. Switch x and, so this becomes y equals 5 over x minus 2. That was my first step. F of x becomes y. Now switch x and y, and we have x equals 5 over y minus 2. Now I've got to solve for this y. Multiply both sides by the denominator, and we get y minus 2 in parentheses times x equals 5. Let's distribute that x out to give us xy minus 2x equals 5, and I'm going to try to solve for y. So I'll add 2x. Once I'm here, if I add 2x to both sides, I get xy equals 5 plus 2x, and now I can divide both sides by x, and we'll get y is equal to 5 plus 2x over x. Now if I have two terms in the numerator, remember terms are separated by pluses and minuses, pluses or minuses. So if two terms in the numerator, I can divide this single denominator into both to give us 5 over x plus 2x over x. The x's will cancel. And you can see that that is my last step. This is my f inverse of x. So I could have done it like that as well.